Hello and welcome to another video. I'm still halfway through getting this done, the swing arm of course, but I wanted to show you this progress I've made on the swing arm so far. As you can see, most of it is ground off. See, look, there they go with it. Some of these bits are awkward to get to, and that, especially with sandpaper by hand. I gave these little bits and pieces for the chain guards and rail things. This is the rail, that's the chain guard. Just gave them a little bit of going over with their wire wheel on the impact driver, which isn't perfect, so I have to do that in blast, so I can't do that all over this, and it's not quite the same as doing it with a drill, because I think drills are probably higher RPM, so it doesn't really take off the paint as well as actually using sandpaper. So I've done most of this by hand, but you can see there's lots of awkward bits to get to. The main bit of rust underneath is mostly off. But where it's all pitted and stuff, I don't know if I'm ever going to get that back to perfect. But either way, I think once it's all ready, it's going to be better than it was. But I'm waiting on a grinding disc. Not grinding disc. There's a sanding disc. It's not. I'll have to put it up on screen or something. What it is, I can't remember. It's not exactly a sanding disc. It's not like sandpaper or the sand disc wet. It won't take paint off, metal off, but it'll take the paint off, and I've seen people use it and it takes it off really easy. You see even these bits here, like this must be some sort of undercoat under the gold, where you can see like the gold then is faded to this. That takes ages just to start getting the gold off, even with some coarse sandpaper. And then even this then, rubber, still takes ages to get off, but I've seen them use these disc things and that'll get all that off really well, and I'll be able to get most of these bits, and they'll hopefully get into these bits which are awkward to get to between the welds. And then I'll just use sandpaper as best I can in the corners to at least rough it up. If I can't get it all perfectly, totally back to metal, you can see in the inside there as well, still you can see where it was really rusted and pitted. There's still a lot of the pitting is showing. It feels quite smooth, but I think I'd be sanding for eternity to get that back to metal. I'll probably get through the metal before that, get rid of it all. So I might get to a point soon where I'm like, well, I'm just going to spray it, hope that the etch primer holds, sticks to it, doesn't react in any way, anywhere, which it can do if you leave bits of paint on, but I don't know how it'll be on this pitting, because most of the rust is off, like I say, and I've used ACF 50 on it every now and then to wipe it while I'm not working on it, and then clean it off and then sand more. But yeah, most of it's there. I was hoping to get it painted this weekend. It's now Friday, but it's not going to get painted today. The only reason this is down there today, like I say, is just to show you the progress I've made on that. But I thought, well, while I'm waiting still to get that done, I might as well give the fairings a quick clean, which you may be able to see. Let me just see what you can see on screen. If my dirty hands will turn the screen on, I'll just lift that up a little bit. Well, you can see I've got all my fairings there and stuff. Got a bucket of water behind the camera, just cold water. I'll put a little bit of my snow foam stuff in there just to give it a bit of a clean. An old sponge. And I'm just going to wipe down the insides now. I'm not going to worry about the outsides so much, because obviously they can be cleaned at a later date once they're all back on. I have already put that little silver bit off the back of the bike on, which you may or may not remember me taking off. I've also got the grab rails to quickly put back on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to show you me cleaning it, because obviously all you've got to do is give it a good scrub with some soapy water. Just get a bit closer to make sure you can see how dirty that is. It's not too bad, but I might as well do all this while I'm taking it apart. But scrub all this about, and I've only just noticed this as well. I did actually have that anti-vibration kit put on, which was a callback for these when they were new. But I used to get vibrations from up the top near the cluster, so I bought some for up that bit and done them myself. So I guess they either had come off those bits, or they never done those bits and just done the main fairings. But yeah, I'm going to give them a clean, then I'm going to put everything back on the bike, and yeah, I'll probably fast forward doing all that, and then hopefully next time you see me, it'll be swing arm painted. And like I say, I will film it if I can, maybe put some cling film or something over the screen of the camera, the screen, you know what I mean, the lens of the camera, to protect that from the paint, of course. And I could always just show like me starting it and then like the end coats or something like that, and then obviously let that all cure and refit it all. And that'll be better than it was before, and I'll be happy for when I go to sell it that I don't have to tell people that that's really rusty. I can say, look, you can even check my videos, I sanded it all down, repainted it and everything, blah blah blah. They'll be able to see exactly what the bike's like in and out. So as you can see, we've been joined by a friend. Come here, bud. Come say hello. Come here. So, yeah, no to that now. No, you don't like looking at cameras, do you, boy? You going to put the tank on for me? Let's give it a little start, the first start for a while. The ECU will be all reset. Fingers crossed and all that. Primed nicely. I'll just keep a lookout for any leaks from the tank hair, which shouldn't be. Smoke you see there, that's just the ACF 50 coming off the exhaust. There we go, we know that working fine and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get this Swingarm painted by next weekend at least. I was hoping to do it this weekend, like I say, but I'm waiting for this new sand and disc thing, and then I'll get off what I can with that, try and get any little corners I can't get that to with some sandpaper as best I can to get all the paint and any rust left there that might be there, and then I'll just have to paint it, and that'll be the best job I can do. And overall that will be a lot better than it was before. Anyway, I hope this video won't too long. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, which hopefully will be me showing a tiny bit of the prep. So I did just film me starting, but I don't know if I'll show it or not, because I just done it with a wire wheel and that weren't working very well. I might have used a bit of the sandpaper down there as well, and Buddy's escaping, so let's look for him. But yeah, I'll show a bit of that. What are you doing over there, boy? Yeah, I'll show a bit of that, and hopefully I can get a bit of the spray painting process on camera as well, and then obviously putting it back on.